A man was just mopping the floor when he glanced at a formula on the blackboard and effortlessly solved a problem that had stumped the professor. What he didn't know was that this equation on the board couldn't even be solved by Nobel Prize winners, and he was just an ordinary janitor. When the professor saw the solution the next day, he was speechless with shock. Fewer than 5 people in the world could solve this problem. The professor immediately gathered all his students, trying to find this mysterious genius, but no one came forward. All he could do was write an even harder problem on the board and wait for this genius to appear again. Just then, Will was arrested by police for fighting and faced a year in prison. In court, Will defended himself, citing countless legal statutes and leaving both lawyers and the judge speechless. But this time his luck had run out. The judge discovered his criminal record, page after page of violent offenses. Just as the judge was about to sentence him, the professor rushed in. He bailed Will out on the condition that Will would solve a math problem every week and undergo psychological therapy. Will easily solved all the professor's challenging problems, but he refused any psychological treatment. He would research each doctor's background beforehand, then publicly expose their secrets during sessions. He discovered the first doctor was gay and scared him into fleeing. He toyed with the second hypnotist like a fool. 5 consecutive psychologists were defeated by him. The professor had no choice but to call in his old classmate Sean, a psychology master who had retreated from practice after losing his wife. Sean agreed to treat Will because they shared similar painful childhoods. At their first meeting, Will tried his usual tactics, attacking Sean's wife. Sean instantly flew into a rage, grabbing Will by the collar and threatening to kill him. Will was shocked. No doctor had ever responded to his provocations with violence. In the following sessions, he refused to speak, and Sean remained silent too. Will could only drown his sorrows at a bar, where he met Skylar, who was studying at Harvard. When a guy was showing off his academic knowledge, Will recited entire books from memory, precise down to page 98. He not only humiliated the guy but also won Skylar's heart. Skylar left her phone number, but Will was too scared to call her. Finally, he turned to Sean for help. With Sean's encouragement, Will finally worked up the courage to ask Skylar out. They spent sweet times together, but when Skylar wanted him to move to California with her, he refused. Will was afraid Skylar would discover his flaws, afraid she'd learn he was just an orphan from the projects. He'd rather maintain the status quo than take the risk. When Skylar pressed him about his family background, Will finally broke down and revealed his true identity.